Today, we explore how this date completely reshaped our world across five powerful dimensions: culture, education, finance, politics, and technology. This day proves that history never rests. Let's dive into the fascinating interconnected events of this date that continue to influence how we live, think, and innovate today. So, without much further ado, let's go.
Look at a calendar. It's just a grid, right? A way to organize like dentist appointments and grocery runs.
Yeah, exactly. Just normal, everyday stuff.
Right. But sometimes you peel back the layers of a single completely arbitrary square on that grid and you realize it's hiding this uh massive historical magnet. Welcome to a special deep dive.
A really special one.
Yeah. Whether you are the learner analyzing this on a commute or, Alex in Germany, Gia, Tara, and Sarah in Canada, or the whole family in India, today we are tracking the hidden gravity of exactly one date, June 11th.
It is such a fascinating date, genuinely.
Okay, let's unpack this. How does one random day consistently host events that just, redefine our entire world?
Well, it becomes a lot clearer if we look at June 11th as a map of how human progress accelerates across centuries.
Okay, so where does the map start?
I mean, it starts with outlining our societal architecture. On June 11th, 1776, the Continental Congress formed a committee of 5 men.
Including a 33-year-old Thomas Jefferson, right?
Yes, exactly. And their job was to draft the Declaration of Independence.
It's like they poured this massive, beautiful concrete foundation for a new nation back in 1776, but, intentionally left half the House structurally unsupported.
Right.
It took immense, brutal struggle to even begin addressing that. Which brings us to the exact same date, 187 years later, June 11th, 1963.
Yeah, and that wasn't just a patch. It was the start of a massive, necessary architectural retrofit for the country.
Exactly.
On that specific day, Vivian Malone and James Hood desegregated the University of Alabama.
Wow.
And Governor George Wallace physically blocked the door.
Mm-hmm.
It was a highly publicized stunt that mechanically forced President John F. Kennedy's hand. JFK actually had to federalize the National Guard to step in and move him.
Right, and the visual mechanism of television turned that regional conflict into a national crisis instantly, prompting JFK to deliver a landmark civil rights speech that very night.
What's fascinating here is how the timeline compresses. Tragically, just hours after that speech, NAACP Field Secretary Medgar Evers was murdered outside his home in Mississippi.
Oh, wow. That is devastating.
Yeah. Impartially looking at the history of that 24-hour period, the fight for civil rights played out on a massive federal stage and in devastatingly personal ways.
It forced a complete reevaluation of the American reality.
Absolutely. And historically, once a society begins restructuring its philosophical foundations, the drive to push boundaries sort of bleeds into the physical world.
Okay, so where does June 11th take us next?
Let's trace that timeline back slightly to June 11th, 1910, the birth of Jacques Cousteau.
Oh, the ocean guy.
Right. He didn't just document it, he co-invented the aqualung, giving us the literal ability to breathe underwater and explore the deep sea.
Wait, hold on. We always remember Cousteau for the scuba gear.
Sure, yeah.
But honestly, if he
Yeah.
didn't put those alien ocean images on a movie screen, would anyone have cared? Wasn't he really just the world's first deep sea influencer?
I mean, calling him an influencer might undercut the physical danger of those early dives.
Fair point. He did win the Palme d'Or, the absolute highest prize at the Cannes Film Festival.
He did. And you're spot on about the visual impact. His real mechanism of discovery was making the invisible visible.
Which gave him massive leverage.
Exactly. That visual power gave him the leverage to become a fierce environmental advocate. Like in 1960, he literally organized people to sit on train tracks to successfully stop a radioactive waste dump in the Mediterranean.
So he maps the physical unknown. But the human journey shifts again, because once we map the oceans, we start building entirely new, invisible ones.
Like the digital frontier. June 11th strikes again here.
In 1991, Microsoft releases MS-DOS 5.0. And then exactly 27 years later, in 2018, OpenAI launches GPT-1.
Right. which had 117 million parameters.
Which sounds like a lot.
Well, think of parameters as the digital brain cells the AI uses to understand language. 117 million was a massive breakthrough then, even though today's models have, over a trillion.
Right. So we transitioned from mapping the ocean floor to charting human language through algorithms.
Exactly.
And fast forward to today, June 11th, 2026, we are mapping financial ecosystems. SiriusXM officially replaces Massimo in the S&P Midcap 400 index.
Right, the financial realm.
So what does this all mean? Is an algorithmic update or an index rebalancing really the modern equivalent of Cousteau discovering a new coral reef?
Mechanically, yes. I mean, discovering a reef changes our map of the physical world. Index inclusion fundamentally alters the geography of the financial market.
How so?
When a company joins an index like the S&P Midcap 400, it triggers forced institutional buying. Mutual funds that track that index literally have to buy the stock.
Ah, I see.
It instantly increases visibility and liquidity, which permanently alters long-term investor returns.
It perfectly maps our compounding progress. I mean, from declaring philosophical independence in 1776
Right.
to forcing civil rights mandates in 1963 to literally diving into the deep sea and now charting the algorithms and financial structures that run our modern lives.
Which leaves you with an important question.
Yeah.
If GPT-1 was born on June 11th, just 8 years ago, what invisible technological or cultural milestone is happening quietly on this June 11th?
Oh, wow. That is wild to think about. What are the events occurring right now that your family will be talking about a century from now?
Exactly. You just never know.
The next time you look at a calendar, remember, it is never just a grid. It's a map of accelerating human progress. And you never know what history is waiting to unfold today.
Hi viewers, family and friends. How did you like the content of this video? Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Please write in the comments your name and the place you are watching from. Since our viewing family is spread all over the world, it will be nice to know which city and the country you are watching from, so I can say hello to you. Science and technology. Reading and listening to the historical accomplishments on this date of those who have gone before us, I, as a professional engineer with interest in structural engineering, energy-efficient buildings, ICF construction, and as Google Docs expert with interest in spreadsheet-based solutions, draw inspiration to ask of myself the million-dollar question. What would I accomplish today? Think about the Japanese practice of Kaizen. Let me know in the comments. What would you accomplish today? Your subscribing to the channel inspires me to post more such videos. Thanks for your patronage. See you in the next video. Sincerely, Yogi Anand.